Hi there, my name is Ed Tani, and I'm talking to you guys out there who vacation at the beach and bring your kids. You are trapped going to Cambria to go antiquing and stuff like that, but you really want to stay and maybe go do a little fishing from time to time. You look online to see how to surf fish, but you see people throwing grubs, you try it, it just doesn't work. You don't know how far out you gotta go, don't know what to do. And so this is gonna clarify things for you a little bit, I hope. And so you guys can have a great time out there. So anyway, this is really what we want. And so anyway, I'll walk you guys through it. Okay. Sorry if the video's kind of lame, but been drinking. Okay, let's start off with equipment. Okay, so this is a sand spike that you can buy from like Big 5 or something like that. And this is a sand spike you can make. Okay, so you see it's kind of simple, just aluminum angle and a little bent piece of sheet to keep the thing from going forward. You run a bolt through there, bolt through the bottom. Tie the PVC to it, and then duct tape it. You see some rings zip tied to it, so you can put your little bait bag and a net if you want it. So this pole here is a steelhead rod. It's 8.6, but you don't really need all that. But I would say you should have a reel that's like 4,000. No bigger than 4,000. No, you should have something that's 4,000. Okay. So I have a Symmetry, which is a really good reel, but you don't need all that. All right. So yeah. So I see all these videos, and I see these guys walking around with flip-flops in the water. I'm going, you cannot be serious. I mean, that water is like butt-ass cold, and so. So anyway, if you're trying this out for the first time, like these beach socks, you can buy at Big 5 for like 10 bucks. These chest waders right here, you can buy for 15 bucks. And then if you don't really use them very much, then you can cut off the feet, and then you can use them for all kinds of stuff to protect your clothes and stuff like that when you're doing work. Or you can go the high-end way and buy the nicer waders, but bear in mind that these guys, the feet leak a little bit. I use them today. But still, I mean, it's gonna protect you from getting really, really cold, and being cold is a drag, right? So one thing about this, oh, forgot. So if you're out on the beach, your kids are playing in the sand, and you're fishing and stuff like that, and you hook up, right? They'll self-hook. So the kids can hold and turn. They don't have to carry those long-ass rod, which they can't, right? And they'll have a great time catching these fish, and so it'll be fun for you, and give you some time to drink beer and stuff like that. You can watch them just like crank and crank and crank. It's a good time. I did that with my son for years until he got too big. So. Hooks. Let's go to hooks, okay? So you want to use number 4s, and I'll tell you why, okay? So this little guy here, you'll get him on number 6, but this is not the kind of little guy you want, okay? You want something a little bigger. A number 2, what's shown there, is like way too big, okay? And so let's look in the ice chest here, see if it makes sense of this. So the minimum size you want is probably this guy, and so this 2 is a little big for him. Oops, sorry. And so in this 6 will catch him, but when you get a bigger perch, you get them on the 2, but the 6, oops, sorry. But the 6 is going to be too small, and you may not catch him on that. You may not, the hook may, I'm not sure what you call it, the shank or whatever, may not be deep enough to get him, okay? And so he might slip on you. So my recommendation to you is use 4s, okay? And so, mind you, these perch have like hard mouths because they eat sand crabs. So their mouths are real hard, so you need to have sharp hooks. So that's why I always use laser sharps. You can sharpen other hooks if you want, but change your hooks out regularly if you can. And or not regularly, but periodically. But number 4s are the best because they're you won't get the real small ones, hopefully, but you'll be able to get the big ones and the medium ones, which are very good pan frying. Okay, bait. Now, nobody likes to spend a lot of money on bait, but well, you get what you pay for. So these are bloodworms, okay, and these are absolutely the best bait that you can get. These are pile worms. These are the second best bait you can get. Now they sell these little things of mussels, right? But if you buy them, they're all mushy and you won't be able to do crap with them. As soon as you pearl it, they're going to come off. But these green shell mussels, if you don't have pile worms, if you don't have bloodworms, these are your next best bet. Okay, because you can use the lips and all kinds of stuff on there, and they're they're hard and they'll hold. One of the reasons why the worms are better than the mussels is that if you get bit by little guys, these guys are, the worms won't come off. But if you get hit by a lot of little fish, these mussels are going to come off. Now everybody raves about gulp bait, and I know that this is squid, and I was going to use these for something else, but I'm going to tell you right now that the worms will outfish the gulp bait any day of the week, because I put them on both, and I always get hit on the worms and not the gulp. Your call though, okay? Anyway, number 4s. You can get bloodworms in Iowa Coyote Bait and Tackle, but you can get them like in that city, like a little bit north of Merced, north of Las Vegas, where the stripers are. They'll also have bloodworms. They're all like $10, and so but it's well worth it, because man, if you're out there fishing and you not catch anything, then it's terrible. Anyway, these baits are worth it, because you don't want to go out there and fish and not catch anything. The gulp baits, they're a poor fourth, even though everybody raves about them. The reason why they rave about them is guys that fish them a lot, they've been doing it for a long time. They know the presentation. They know the dips and valleys in the surf or in the beach, and so that's why they're so good with it. But if you haven't done it before, you're best to stay with live bait. Okay, one of these 3: bloodworms, pile worms, or these green shell mussels. Okay, if you buy those cheap ones out of the store, they're gonna fly right off. You'll be miserable. Okay, little jitties. Okay, so sometimes if the dirt is if it's kind of murky and stuff like that, I will use sabikis into a leader, because it kind of flash and stuff like that. Oops, sorry if I don't want to make you guys dizzy. And I will also put some flash on my sinkers. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Something to make it more visible in the murky water. All right. So, let me go back to this. So normally, everybody says use a sliding sinker and a grub at the end. But if you're kind of like new at this, I say go to Big 5 or Walmart and get yourself your regular surf leaders. That sinker down there is a 3-ounce, but use a 3 to 4 ounce sinker, and use a number 4 sharp hooks, and that will work. Anyway. I forgot if I went on the chest waders yet. I probably did. Let's see. Am I forgetting anything else? Yes. Alright, so when you get these fish here, you know, I got this little guy. So what I want to show you is that if you catch them and you want to eat them, then the best thing to do, you see there's a slice along the spine there? So it's just me, so I'll have to do this and show you later. Okay? Oh, I can't. Pull from this end and pull all the bones up. Oops. Pull from this end and pull all the bones up. Oops, sorry. Pull from this end and pull all the bones up. Okay, so I'm gonna put the camera down and I'll do it and I'll show you. So once you do that, now you got a fish that you can pan fry without all those stupid little bones in there. And this fish is really delicious. And so I recommend that you do that before, unless you're gonna fillet, then it doesn't matter. Okay, have I forgotten anything? Yes, your bait, these worms. Best is if you soak them in salt water, right? So I got a little seawater today, and I'll soak them and rinse them because they pee and crap in the bag, right? And so if you rinse them, they'll keep for a long time. I guess maybe I do this a lot, so I have Sierra concentrate, but that's probably a little over the top for most people. But anyway, if you do that, then they'll stay for a long time. They'll keep for a long time, and that is good. Anything else I want to say? Yes. So I'll post another video because I'm going to go to Twin Lakes in Santa Cruz. Oh, there's more I want to say. So, this is audio only, and so here's the mud. If you're fishing the Central California coast, Cayucos, Morro Bay, San Simeon, Cambria, so they always say fish the high tide. However, you want to fish the high tide that's going down, okay, because there's a lot of kelp over in the Central California coast. So if you fish a high tide coming up, the high tide's going to pick up all the grass and shit, pull it back in the water, and you're going to be miserable. If you got to fish that kind of stuff, then do not use a triangle sinker. Go sliding sinker and stuff like you see on YouTube, normal YouTube. Okay. Northern California, I don't see the same kind of kelp on the beach like Central California. More, okay. So if you're fishing Cambria or San Simeon, there's a, how do I say this? Maybe I'll talk about this next time. And so, how far out you want to fish, right? In if you got a shallow sloping thing like Cayucos or Morro Bay, you want to get out between the second and third breaker. And so, so when the swell comes in, you want your bait to be in 3 feet of water. San Simeon and Cambria, there's a ledge, so you want to be like right at the first breaker. And so hopefully that makes sense, you guys. In Twin Lakes, where I'm going to go tomorrow, it's first breaker. Anyway, I hope this helps a little bit. And great. Okay, sign off. I'll post this.